from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we're going to talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call, 323-870-3857. Beeb, let's get started. DAZN, Diego Pacheco.
Maciej, Sulecki.
I thought it was Sulecki. Maciej, Sulecki. All right, well, we're going to do how the translator said, Maciej, Sulecki, all right? Listen, we all know who he is, man. Diego Pacheco won last night by 6-round KO over Sulecki. It wasn't, let me tell you, Beeb, this was funny, man, because I wasn't even looking forward to this fight. I can't really tell you why, I just wasn't. But, man, I tell you what, I was wrong, and I'm glad I was. Pacheco looked great. I thought he looked really good. I thought he controlled the distance. I thought he was really frustrating with the jab. The big thing for me that kind of stood out was the footwork and the distance he maintained with that footwork. Just really good fundamentals in there. He kept Sulecki guessing the whole fight, man, to be honest with you. His footwork was just on point. Everything he did, the jab, everything, man, it was just frustrating to Sulecki. Completely took him out of his game. And in the end, that 6th round, that left hook to the body, right to the liver. Where else? Where else was he going to put it, man? Right to the liver. Beautiful shot. Crumpled Sulecki. And, listen, they made a big deal about Sulecki never being knocked out or anything like that. I don't think he's been knocked down, has he? He's a real durable guy.
He's been knocked down a few times.
I thought he had been too. Yeah, he never knocked out.
Andre, I believe, knocked him down a couple times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he, I tell you, and yeah, he went the distance with Andre. He's went the distance, never been knocked out.
This is with Jacobs too.
Yeah,
Jacobs a good fighter. Went to him and Gabe Rosado had a pretty tough fight.
Yeah, it's lucky. I guess he's he was on a 4-fight streak after his loss to Andre coming in here, so he looked. I mean, I think he is on the down. Obviously he wasn't what he was, and he's never been like a. He's always been like that B level, that B step fighter. Like he can never.
That bottom 10 or 12. Yeah, that bottom 10 or 12, like somewhere in that. In between 10 to 15.
And he's had some good wins. The Gabe Rosado win was a good win. But he's fought a lot of good guys, too. He's fought a lot of good guys.
He's a fringe contender, but always
agree. Contender.
Always towards the bottom of that top 10, like in people's rankings. But in some of these sanctioning bodies, he's been as high as 5 or 6. He's no
solid
slouch.
Fighter. Solid fighter. No question. And the way Pacheco handled that guy was pretty crazy,
Well, I made a statement about Pacheco, and I said, for me, this guy doesn't move the needle, right? But last night, he not only moved the needle, he snapped that needle off its foundation. I mean, that was a statement-type performance.
That was a good
you
fight.
You made a great point with the jab, because the way he was using that jab, and he was very versatile with it. He was getting the distance down perfectly. It was impeccable how he was using the jab to get proper spacing, and he was catching him right at the end of it. So it was not only a pesky weapon, but it also got Sulecki's attention, right?
Yeah.
So not only that, he's moving it around, varying it up, changing up the speed, throwing a little feint before he threw it, doubling it up on occasion, and because, as you said, had to keep Sulecki guessing, that's how he was able to sneak that body shot up and underneath, right?
Perfect.
And he showed poise. And I've said this in the past. Like I said, this guy, for some reason, that doesn't set the world on fire for me. But the one thing I can argue, and maybe I'm wrong, and you said you were wrong as well, maybe he just needs an opponent to get up for where he can totally showcase his skills and just unleash everything that he has. Because there's been many fighters over the years, not that it's an excuse, but when you don't have that guy that you can get up for, you tend to fight down to the level of your opposition. And it's been a long time coming. I guess this was the best name on his record, right? So if they could continue to move him along and get these guys step up and step up and step up to continue to step up the level of opposition gradually here, then maybe we'll see what he really has. Maybe he needs to have that guy in front of him where he knows if he's off his game that he can't afford to make a mistake against. And Sulecki is definitely that guy where he's a veteran, he's got experience, he's been in there, as we said before, at the top guys. So this is a guy that you have to be on your A game, or he can make you look bad, right? So I guess if you throw him in there with another step up, a little bit higher than Sulecki, and you continue on with that process, maybe we'll see a better performance every time out, right? For Pacheco. Maybe Pacheco will continue to improve. He
looked like he had a cheat code last night. I mean, he really did. He looked like he had a cheat code against this guy last night.
Absolutely.
Big Texan says, good afternoon. You're lovely as always. Oh, thank you so much, Big Tech.
Come on.
Stop it. What's the matter with you?
This isn't a dating. This isn't a dating app. It's not a dating app yet.
Well, he likes you. What's the matter with you?
You know my position on that.
Your position. Now, the one thing I tell you, because he looked great last night, but the one thing that did concern me is the talk afterwards. They said he needs about 2 more fights and then he's going to be ready for Canelo. It's possible. It's possible. I want to see him. You're going to have to give me a little bit more than Sulecki to.
Yeah, we need a Munguia type opponent or a Berlanga.
Yeah,
if Canelo beats Berlanga, why not fight Berlanga? Why not fight Munguia?
You need one of those guys. Yeah, you need. I think one of those. I think Munguia would be great, but who's promoting? It was Golden Boy. It's a
no. Munguia's with Top Rank now.
Oh, I'm talking about Pacheco.
Oh, I'm sorry. Eddie Hearn is managing Pacheco.
Oh, Eddie Hearn is managing.
He's promoting
Pacheco. Okay, perfect. Yeah. I mean, he says he's about 2 fights away from Canelo. Like you said, man, I'd like to see him face, like you said, a Munguia or somebody. You got to fight somebody more than,
And Billy. Derevyanchenko. That's a good fight. Derevyanchenko's a good fight.
And Billy, that's not an easy fight, man. That's a tough one. JC says Sulecki is super washed. He's not. I don't know that he's washed. Okay?
I don't want to say super washed, but he's
But again, I just said like was said. I said he's on the darker side of his career. He's not the same guy as he was. Coming into it, I was actually a little surprised that he's still there. But he was on a 4-fight winning streak. But again, the guys he fought weren't exactly murderers row either.
Correct. Yeah.
Rafael 32. Yeah. Munguia versus Pacheco. I think that's a great fight. I think that's the fight.
Yeah. They could make that one. That's a fan-friendly fight, man. I don't see how that could be a bad fight.
Oh, yeah. Put it right in California. I mean, yeah. I think that's great, man. Rafael says that Munguia is still with Golden Boy, but I think Golden Boy. I think he's with Top Rank.
He was left. He went for he was at the Top Rank now. Yeah, he's not with Golden Boy anymore.
Yeah. JC says Pacheco needs a new trainer because he's about to hit a ceiling. I don't know. We'll find out, man. We'll see what happens. But I tell you what, I was really impressed with this guy last night, man. I really was. He looked really good, and he did more than what he was supposed to do because they thought he was going to get rounds in last night, So we'll see. There wasn't really anything, Beeb. I didn't catch any of the undercard because there really wasn't anything that piqued my interest.
Wasn't a great undercard.
No, and I was thinking about this on the DAZN. Was this? I know this was a quote unquote free fight on DAZN, but not a but you still had to pay for it because you're paying for DAZN. Beeb, was it worth the $25 that we pay for DAZN?
Well, I don't. No, let's just say it's not. I don't want to get into the specifics, but no, it's not worth the $25.
All right, so you just sent me this time. The Ring has learned that Tijuana's Munguia has entered a co-promotional pact with Top Rank, though both sides have declined to comment on the matter. That's a weird one.
No, it's with Zanfer. It's Zanfer,
right?
Zanfer. Yeah, because he had a co-promotion deal with Zanfer and Golden Boy. Now he's got a co-promoted deal with Top Rank.
I gotcha. Yeah, Zanfer gets all those fighters, man. All the Mexican fighters go through Zanfer. That's a big one. Didn't Canelo lose the lawsuit against them before, didn't they? Because they had ruled that like he was still under contract. Yeah.
His Top Rank debut will also include career-long promoter Zanfer Boxing.
Yeah.
So again,
they must. I wonder, did they like really tie those promoters? I mean, what does that Zanfer contract look like? That must be bad.
Well, you need that side of it because for the Mexican.
Yeah.
For the Mexican broadcasting and stuff like so.
They might, because they again, man, they had everybody.
Yeah.
They got everybody. Oh, no problem, Raphael.
You got to use your Google, man. We all got it.
What's the matter with you?
We all got the Google. We got AI now.
They come to us for the answers. We give them the
Chat
answers.
GPT.
Oh, Chat GPT is awesome.
When we give them the answers, they can't be like Jerry. When we give them the answers, they can't be like Jerry and always tell us we're wrong.
I get it. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. See, so accept our answers because we know what we're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right. That was it.
If we don't know, what do we usually say? This is what we heard. It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
If we
always say it's a rumor. We always preface it.
And if we're wrong, we always correct ourselves. Right?
That's it.
But 9 out of 10 times we're right because Beeb is the best researcher in the game. Eric knows that. I showed him some stuff today that he didn't know.
Beeb is the best researcher in the game. And JC, yes, I am playing fantasy football. Beeb, you don't get into fantasy football, do you?
No.
You're not a big football guy, are you?
No,
you're just not really
I get into it. I get into it during the playoffs, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I think you're actually more of an NBA fan than you are an NFL.
I like
fan.
NBA. Yeah, I like NBA.
Yeah, you like the Celtics and stuff like that.
You know what else? I'm not a big amateur sport guy. Like I don't watch college sports that much. I don't get into the college sports.
I like college football. College football is all right.
I don't get into the Olympics that much. I don't get into the amateur stuff. I get
into like college basketball. I get into that during like March Madness. Lance Meyer said, I just snapped my car key listening to your bullshit, Beeb. Now I'm stuck. All right. Well, have Beeb Industries roll out a Uber to him. All right.
Get him a locksmith. Listening to me, man. You can't be snapping keys, brother. Should always have a spare running in.
That's right. Go Blue, the champs, baby. The champs, Michigan. There we go. All right. Let's talk about it. That was it. That was it for this weekend. That was it. That was a good fight, though. I got to be honest, man. That was good.
It was a good performance, man, because this is what we wanted to see. Yeah. So now hopefully they continue to improve upon the opposition for him, and we get to see more of what he has. Like I said.
Yeah, I think you guys talking about putting him in against Canelo right now. That's just insane.
No, we don't need that right now.
Let's see here. September 3rd, Tuesday. Beeb, I can't wait. Our favorite time of year. Japanese fight night. All right. In Japan, Tokyo, Japan, September 3rd, Tuesday morning. Naoya Inoue on ESPN Plus. Naoya Inoue versus TJ Doheny. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight champion. Undisputed, Beeb. Undisputed. Yoshiki Takai versus Daigo Iga. 12 rounds for Takai's WBO bantamweight title. Ismael Barroso on the card versus Andy Hiroka. 12 rounds junior welterweights. And that's all the names I recognize from there. But that's all right. The main event's going to be the big one. And it'll probably, what are they usually, they're about 7 o'clock, right? About 7 a.m.?
About 7 a.m. they usually come off
about 7 a.m. We're going to be watching that.
I get a kick out of watching like boxing in the morning. Remember the time we watched that Floyd Mayweather versus Tension?
Oh,
and then we said like Tension took a dive and there was like people in the chat. No, he didn't. Floyd really knocked him out. They were getting all like they were crying.
That fight was supposed to start at like 2 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. Yeah. So I'm up. I'm watching it. They suspended the broadcast because they were like, it's going to be a couple more hours. So they like suspended them. Like the everybody left for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I was hitting my alarm like at 4:00. And then after that, every 15 minutes because I didn't want to miss it. And I probably should have slept.
I think we both had the day off that day too. So that we did like a live broadcast.
It was like on a Sunday, I thought it was like on a Sunday or something.
It was on a Monday or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't know. It was, listen,
it was hilarious.
Stupid that you and I are probably going to do again at some point. I want to say we'll never do that again, but I know that's nonsense.
And then there was stands.
I will do this. I know this.
There were like these fanboy stands in the chat crying because we said Tension took a dive.
Yeah.
He didn't like that.
He definitely. He looked like a dive, man.
That John Gotti Jr. fight was horrible, wasn't it?
That was bad. Vincent Fon, do you guys see Abdullah Mason being a champ in the future? I do.
Possible.
I do. I like him a lot. I believe he's from Ohio. Isn't he from Ohio?
Ohio.
I thought he was from Ohio. He's Ohio, right? Ohio.
One of the rare bright spots you guys got over there.
How dare you?
This is Big Baby Anderson.
Did you guys? By the way, I know you know. Big Baby Anderson caused his own problems. Nobody caused him. I mean, he's the one over there running from police. You know what I mean? Like he's not come on. Why? It seems like all our guys get in trouble with the law once they get
Adrian Broner.
Adrian Broner.
Like Sean Porter had to get out of there, man. You got mad at him for leaving, but he's got to get out of there. It's a bad environment over there, man.
It's a top environment over here. You got to be strong to survive over here. So I don't blame him for leaving. Only the tough survive here, baby.
It'll take a lot of strength to run from the cops. I'll tell you that.
Robert Easter over here getting shot in Cincinnati. He was he got shot over the Hard Rock, man.
Is he okay now? Is he all right now?
I'm not his biographer, but I'm assuming he is. He hasn't fought since then, so I think
compassion for Christ's sakes. Not his
He's out on that block. He was out on the block like that late over by Hard Rock. Hard Rock is funny. The Hard Rock Casino that we got down here is literally right down the street from the Justice Center. So it's like, you're out after dark, man. You just kind of asking for trouble. I don't know. All right. So Naoya Inoue fighting on the 3rd. Again, that's going to be about 7 a.m. in the morning on ESPN Plus. If you can't catch it in the morning, catch it all day on ESPN. September 7th, there's a card in New England, but there's no TV for it, and it's just two chicks fighting. So that's the main event over there. Have you heard of Lonnie Daniels?
Heard of her, but
you ain't never heard of her. Shut up.
Really,
you've never heard of that broad.
I know the name. I don't know the
No,
career.
you don't. You've never heard of her. You've never heard of her. I want you to admit it. You're not going to admit it.
What is this, an interrogation here?
I'm just saying.
I'm just
keeping it real here.
You want me to take a polygraph?
I know. You never heard of her. Ever. She's supposed to be like some kind of light heavyweight champ, women's light. Stop it.
Lonnie Daniels.
The six people in that division, you're the champ, right?
No, please.
Stop it. You're being misogynistic again. And then, of course, September 14th, the big one. Las Vegas, Nevada, Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia on that undercard. Caleb Plant. Trevor McCumbee, he doesn't have a shot against Plant, does he?
I don't.
Ryan Garcia came out and said he was going to. Ryan Garcia came out and said Trevor McCumbee going to beat him and blah, blah, blah. I know him and Plant have a thing, I got a question for you because I read this. It was an article. If Danny Garcia beats Erislandy Lara, even if he doesn't beat him, is he a Hall of Fame fighter?
Danny Garcia?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I wouldn't vote him in.
Does he have a better career than Arturo Gatti?
You can't keep doing that. Arturo Gatti is a one-off. He had memorable fights.
So what?
They're in different weight classes.
That doesn't qualify you to get in.
All right, let's look at accomplishments. Arturo Gatti is a 2-weight world champion, 130, 140.
Okay.
What is Danny? Champion at 140, 147. Right?
Yeah.
Did Danny Garcia fight guys like Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather? He fight guys like that? Pound for pound guys? Did he have 3 memorable fights with Mickey Ward?
No,
you got to look
Mickey
at the
Ward's
totality.
Mickey Ward's in a different weight class, so he didn't have those.
Someone of that caliber, someone of that, like someone that brought out the best in him. That like, is there any Danny Garcia fight where you were like they did a legendary nights on those Mickey Ward fights? Was there ever a legendary nights on Danny Garcia? And I say that with all due respect. I say that with all due respect because I know how Danny Garcia will roll up on fans that say things he doesn't like.
He said he rolls up on fans.
He does. So I don't want him rolling up on me. I said that, Danny. I said that with a lot of respect.
He was disrespecting you, Danny. I was asking if you need to be in the Hall of Fame, not him. Beeb said no.
I wouldn't vote him in, no.
That's cold blood. You know what? I would vote him in. Danny, I am a fan. I would vote you in. All right, don't be rolling up on me. It's my partner here.
Didn't you say that Hatton didn't? Didn't you say Hatton didn't belong in the Hall of Fame once? Or am I mistaken? Ricky Hatton? Do you think Ricky Hatton?
No, I think Ricky Hatton does. I'm pretty.
I heard a lot of people saying he didn't belong in there.
Nah, I
heard a lot of people saying Miguel Cotto didn't belong in there. I
don't like Miguel Cotto. I just don't like Miguel Cotto. I'm not a big Cotto fan. Not
really.
Not a big Cotto fan.
Would you at least vote him in the Hall of Fame? Oh no, Tim Bradley. You said you didn't want in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Tim Bradley. I wouldn't have voted in the Hall of Fame.
He has.
You know what? Danny Garcia. Listen, Danny Garcia's got a better resume than Tim Bradley.
No, he does.
Yes, he does.
God.
Yes, he does. And let me tell you this.
He's got wins over Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez.
Son, he does not have any wins over Manny Pacquiao. Everybody saw those fights.
Give me a 1 in the chat.
Everybody.
If Tim Bradley's got a better resume than Danny Garcia. Give me a 1 in the chat, please.
No.
Give me a 2 if he doesn't. That's all I want.
They're already flooding in. Already flooding in.
That's you charlatan. You charlatan.
Already flooding in. Look at that. 2. I'm reading.
Come on, guys, don't be cowards.
2.
I think Lara's going to beat Danny Garcia.
I think he is too. Old guy trolling. We're both old guys. What's the matter with you?
I'm older than he is.
See, Clarissa 2. Games go 2.
You guys think Danny Garcia got a better resume than Tim Bradley?
Clarissa said it. Gavin said it. Aaron Daly said it.
She said 1.
Done.
Aaron Daly, the contrarian, always goes against me. If I told him this phone was black, he would tell me no, it's Onyx. He always goes against me.
Onyx.
That kid.
Onyx.
There's another snake, number 1.
Shake the snake.
You know what, Eric? This is actually a tight. It's a
blowout. What are you tight? What are you talking about? This is like those polls that they give Trump. That Trump always says, "Oh, it's a big blowout." 2s everywhere. Everywhere.
You put a poll up. Look at another 1.
2.
Here's another 1.
Wexford 2. Unbelievable. Beeb, you're getting destroyed out here.
So I got 1, 2, 3. There's only 2 2s. Your fake 2 and the one that Aaron Daly got.
My fake 2. That's crazy. Oh, look, another dude. 2. Look at that. Another guy. He's got the wrench too. How about that? He voted 2. I told you he's got a better resume. You ain't want to listen. Amir Khan. He knocked out Amir Khan, baby. Ringside Reporter. Another 2. It's over, son.
God.
You've been had. All right, let's bring Robbie in here to break up this madness here.
Robbie, who has a better resume, Tim Bradley or Danny Garcia?
Hello, guys.
Who has a better resume, Tim Bradley or Danny Garcia?
Big Texan voted 1. He voted for you, Beeb. He's holding it down for you. I get it though.
What do you think? Go ahead, Robbie.
No, on this one, I got to agree with Eric. Danny Garcia does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
Told you.
What? You think he has a better resume than Tim Bradley beat Manny Pacquiao?
He did not beat Manny Pacquiao. Son, he did not beat Manny Pacquiao.
No, they handed him that first fight.
Cut it out. He edged it out. I had him winning that fight 115 and 113. He edged it out. He deserved it. The fight could have gone either way. He was on the right side of the decision.
No, he did not.
Show some respect to Tim Bradley. He's a legend.
No, he did not.
You think Danny Garcia got a better resume than Tim Bradley? Are you serious? He beat Devin Alexander. He beat Kendall Holt.
Yeah,
this guy beat Murder
killed in the chat. Yeah, Ruslan. Yeah, Ruslan beat Bradley too. You getting killed in here, son. All right, guys, listen. I got to put a stop to it. I can't let B go out like this. I got to put a stop to it. It's over. Robert, go ahead. Go ahead on. Go.
Fucking Robbie is charlatan.
But no, seriously, that's a terrible fight anyway. That's another reason not to pay $90 for the Canelo card.
Robbie, enough with this. Enough with this facade. You know you're playing the fight. Enough with the facade. You know you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, you're gonna buy that fight. That's a big fight, man.
Then it comes around time for fight time, and you always break down and buy it.
$90, Robert. It's calling you.
No.
It's calling you, Robert. You know you're gonna buy it.
No, I'm not buying that. No.
Skip a day. Skip one of those days that you're gonna go to Disneyland this summer and just buy the
Disneyland.
Please.
Have you ever been to Disneyland, Beeb?
No,
I've never been.
It sucks.
I've been to Disney World when I was in Florida, though.
Disney World, yeah, Disney World.
Isn't Disney World better than Disneyland? I heard or no?
I don't know. You've been. You said you've been there. I didn't like it.
Overrated, right? Because all the lines.
Way overrated.
Way overrated, right?
And then to do the rides and everything, you're never getting on one of those big rides. You can just stand in line forever, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Robert.
Go ahead, Robbie. Stop filibustering.
Sidetracked by Donald Duck over here.
Anyway, as far as last night's fight goes, we needed to see Pacheco do something like that, and now I hope Eddie Hearn and people are serious about putting him in against Jaime Munguia, Christian and Billy, hopefully Edgar Berlanga. He needs to stay away from Canelo. He's not ready for Canelo. Besides, you don't know how much longer Canelo will be around. Canelo is going to win his upcoming fight, but we don't know what's going to happen to Canelo after that.
How much longer he's going to be around? The guy's in his 30s.
Are you in a cartel or something like that? What do you mean he ain't going to be around?
In his 30s, like, what do you?
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Like, you think someone's going to take him out or something? What do you mean? We don't know how long he's going to be around. Guy's in the prime of his life. What are you talking about? What do you think? You trying to say he has some underlying disease or something that you don't know how long he's got left? What are you talking about?
Well, look, Canelo is avoiding the fighter he should be fighting, and instead he's handing out lottery tickets to guys like Edgar Berlanga. He should be fighting David Benavidez.
Robert, who wins that fight? Hold on. Robert, who wins that fight?
David Benavidez.
Is it competitive?
Yeah, it's competitive, but David wins.
You think that fight's as big as David Benavidez is? You think that's a competitive fight? Is that a fight you pay for? Is that a fight you really want to pay for?
That fight I would pay for.
Don't let him bully you. If you want to buy it, tell him you're going to buy it. Don't listen to this peer pressure from him.
I'm not going to buy. I am not going to buy Edgar Berlanga.
Johnny Cochran on attacking the witness here, please.
He doesn't deserve.
What's to buy it? He can buy it.
He does not deserve this shot.
Bully over here.
Edgar Berlanga has not beaten anybody worthy of a title shot. 22-0 with 17 knockouts, and 16 of those he did in the first round. What the hell has he done to earn?
If you got the call right now, and they were going to give you $10 million to fight Canelo, you would roll your ass in that ring and you would fight him. So stop getting mad at Edgar Berlanga for taking a career-defining fight for life-changing money. It's not. I told you before. It's not his fault.
Is he getting $10 million? Is that all he's getting? Is $10 million?
I know what he's getting. I'm just saying it's got to be at least $10 million.
Yeah, I would think.
Eric Eric, let's settle this right now. Let's have everybody in the chat indicate whether they want.
No. We're not. No, listen.
You're not.
You
First
don't
of all,
exploit the audience. All right. Now, number one, we don't exploit the audience here. All right. That's number one. They're not puppets. They don't do what we just say.
No,
They already participated in
the audience is like
participated in a poll. All right. We don't need them to participate in another poll.
I want people to indicate
Nah.
whether they want to see.
No. I'm sorry.
I sure
We decide.
Well, but if you want to do a poll, you need to just start calling people randomly on your phone,
go home
on
to
your own
walk
time,
out your
and
front
you can
door,
conduct
grab
the
a piece of
Robert
paper,
Herrick poll.
and go take the poll. I expect the answers by next week.
What do you think this is? The Quinnipiac poll here or something? This is Rasmussen. Like if you want us to do polls, you gotta start charging people for polling. Pollsters make good money.
Robert, you voting for Trump?
No.
Wow.
I ain't voting for Harris either.
Wow, who are you voting for? All right, you can't vote for RFK. You voting for Jill Stein?
No, I'm going to leave the presidential ballot blank. I'm not voting for anybody.
Wow, Robert just said none of the above. It's cold, Beeb. It's a cold world.
I know this election is terrible.
Wow.
It's just like Berlanga.
Not even voting for California.
I hate to say this, but there's no way Trump's going to win Massachusetts, and there's no way he's going to win California. So my vote and Robert's vote don't even count.
I don't think Kamala's going to win Ohio, so
that's right.
My vote ain't counting either, son.
Funny, because Ohio used to be a swing state. Now all of a sudden it's red. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Now it's red. Yeah, now it's red.
Crazy.
They're saying, what is it? Georgia's a swing state, so Montero.
Yeah, Montero.
He's got a vote that counts. He's got a vote that counts.
I'd love to be able to vote in a state where my vote counts, but it doesn't.
But it does, though. It does, though, because when you vote,
me and Beeb live in states.
Listen, you're not listening to me. Let me finish. You're not even listening.
Finish, Robert.
So your vote does count now, even though it's a red state or a blue state, doesn't matter, because your vote counts on the under elections too. So the local elections, the smaller elections, because not every what's that?
Down ballot votes.
Yeah, the down ballot votes. It counts there because why is he still talking?
Robert, let him talk. He's making some good points. Well, very rarely he does, but when he does, let him talk.
JC said he's voting for Epstein. But the down ballot voting, that's what promotes the top ballot voting. You know what I mean? So you get enough of these candidates on the and it ups it, you know what I mean? And that's how your vote counts. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, but your vote counts everywhere. It really does. Believe it or not, it does. All right. Ohio's a swinger state. We don't do that stuff here in Ohio.
But the Democrats win the down vote here. I'm going to tell you a story. I shouldn't even say this.
All right, Robert, we're going to get running here. Hold on.
There's actually politicians, like people in this state, that are involved in political campaigns, and they work for campaigns. They're actually Republican, but they registered Democrat just so they could work for the campaign. There's moderate Republicans in this state, but they have to register. They have to register Democrat, or they won't. They can't work in campaigns, or they can't get elected. A lot of them. It's funny. Yeah.
What's odd? Is that they're only with the election being 65 days away, they're only going to swing states.
Yeah, they're only going to go to swing states.
They're only going to Pennsylvania. They're only going to Georgia, North Carolina, and all those. They won't come to Ohio. They won't. They're certainly not coming to Massachusetts. Definitely not going to California.
J.D. Vance came here one day last week and talked to the firefighters. He talked to the firefighters union.
Oh man, that was one day after Tim Walz did, and man, he got torched over there.
Yeah, he got booed.
Wow, you're booing an Ohio guy in Massachusetts. I hope you're happy.
This is the most liberal state in the country, bro.
Yeah, It's
more liberal than California.
California is a good mix of each because they've had Republican governors.
We've had Republican governors too. We had Romney. We had who's the other guy there that became a libertarian? We've had a couple Republican governors, but We like the Democrats always control the Senate, the state Senate, and the state House over here. Always.
Yeah, always. Man. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Republican.
Yeah, he was a Republican governor. Ronald Reagan was Republican governor.
All right, let's go to 410 Baltimore, where I am king. 410, you're live.
Jerry, who has a better resume? Jerry, who has a better resume, Tim Bradley or Danny Garcia?
Doesn't matter. It's all over now. His answer's moot.
Your mom.
That's not
Tim Bradley.
Thank you.
Both of them are
That's
going
great.
to get into their
Now you get
Hall
to
of Fame.
now you get to agree with Jerry. Now
both
Jerry
of
agrees
them
with
get
you.
in. Shut your hole a second. Danny gets in on a slow year. He gets in. You gotta remember the Hall of Fame box office. It's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They gotta keep the doors open. You gotta induct people. All the greats have already been inducted. So
he'll probably get in.
They gotta induct people in that.
They're probably all going to get in.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah,
He'll probably get in like second or third ballot or something.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I
like
agree with
Bradley did.
I agree with that. It took Bradley forever to get
On a
in.
down year, they'll get in.
Who gives a shit, really? What I want to get at is, do we consider this? You get a call from the hospital. Hey, your daughter, sorry, she passed on, and your wife is she ain't going to make it. She was hit by a drunk driver, a boxer, fleeing from police with a handgun. This is that loser from Cleveland that got severely exposed a few weeks ago on a Crawford undercard. This is a guy, after committing that atrocity, thank God no one got hurt. He comes into the ring wearing a NASCAR outfit to make a mockery of it. What a piece of shit. He did knock out Tyson Fury's fucking bag carrier. He's a fraud, and he got exposed. He got exposed badly there, Mr. Potato Head.
This is like
title town bullshit.
How long ago was this? This was like weeks ago, son.
How long
son, this was like, where have you been? Where have you been? You're talking about old news, son.
In fairness to him,
talking about
was down. Blog Talk
news.
a couple of times. He couldn't call. So in fairness to him,
he had a whole chat here. He could have been in.
That's right. That's a good point. Good comment.
No, you had a couple weeks where you were ducking me, claiming that your phone doesn't work, and the service is so bad year in and year out. And you
you're
don't
like
do
20
about
years past everything
the
else.
Bottom line is, bro, is your boy got exposed as being a hype job.
Yeah, well, we talked
Anyone
about
should have
this.
seen it when he fought
Like
Charles
he's still on this. Like he's still on this.
On an 8-day notice, and he was getting beat all around the ring. Then he got severely knocked out, straight up bomb.
Yeah, because I'm sure you could have taken him. I'm sure you could have taken him. Yeah, I'm sure you could have got out there and taken him.
What do I got to do with it?
Yeah, because you calling him a bum. Nobody else. You're the one calling him a bum, son. Yeah, I bet you could have got out there and taken him out, right? Huh? I bet you could have. Son, you couldn't even take out the guy at the car wash, son. What are you talking about?
Big baby.
What are you
convict.
talking about?
That's who he is.
He's not in jail.
Big baby convict.
Who cares? He's yesterday's news. We're not even talking about him no more. We're not even talking. We've all moved on.
I'm talking about him. Eat it.
We've all moved on, son.
It's
over for you. It's over for you. How is it?
And you want to move over?
We because it happened like months ago. That's why we move on. That's what happens. We talk about it. He even knows a date. He even knows a date. He was loving this. I don't know.
He was actually in the mirror this morning while he was brushing his teeth, rehearsing this call. He was ready. He was ready for you.
He was like, I know I'm ready. I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna do it. He's probably got a script in front of him reading it.
Cleveland does. Cleveland loses. Straight up bombs.
Hey, you're not gonna get an argument from me here. I live in Cincinnati. There's a big difference.
No, there's no difference. There's no difference. The only difference is
Justin Wayne said the old blog talk is down excuse.
Was. We show you the outage reports. We have them.
Yeah, the old
Hey, did you want to? Hey,
down.
while you're
That's
on
right.
here, did you want to
That's
talk about
what you
the
do
Sugar Ray
when you
Hagler
need about
fight?
6 weeks of me not schooling your ass.
Did you want to talk about the Sugar Ray Hagler fight since you're here? Because that happened like years ago too. So are we talking about old fights now?
Years ago. Is that your mental capacity? 5 weeks translates to.
I believe you're still living like it was yesterday happening.
How many weeks ago was that fight?
It was a month and a half ago. He just said it was. I couldn't even tell you. I know it was weeks ago. It was like a month and a half ago.
Right.
It was like a month and a half. He's still on it.
Yeah.
He's still. You know what? I'll tell you. You know what? I feel bad for you. I'm going to give you this victory. Because if you sat there and said a month and a half ago, I can't wait to tell Eric, and then like a month and a half later, you come in and you say it, if that's your life, man, and that's what you got to look forward to, I'm gonna give it to you. I agree.
We don't want to burst people's dreams. Here, man.
I don't want to burst people's dreams. No, I don't want to burst people's dreams.
That he got. I'm gonna give you Big Baby Convict the exposure.
You acted like he married, married into your family or something like that. Like I don't, like come on, man.
Let's walk it back.
Just walk what back?
It was Title Town 6 weeks ago.
Still Title Town. It's still Title. Did you see the Bucks yesterday? It's still Title Town, son. Are you kidding me? The Buckeyes gonna win everything. Their $20 million payroll over there. $20 million.
Never won a Super Bowl.
So what?
Never.
So
They've
what?
been in the league since Hector was a
So
pup,
what?
and they got the Super Bowl.
So
bro.
what?
Title Town.
When have the Ravens ever won? Name a team. Name a team in Baltimore that's ever won anything.
I mean, aside from the Ravens, of course.
How about the Ravens have won 2 Super Bowls in 22 years?
They were fixed.
How about that?
How many of the Patriots won?
Yeah, what about that? Hey, what about Tom Brady? You ever heard of that guy? And who's your quarterback? Hey, who's the quarterback over in Baltimore right now?
The Celtics winning 17 world championships.
Yeah, what about
18,
that, Jerry?
18.
Who is that quarterback? What's his name?
You asked who I told you.
Who's the quarterback? Jerry, who's that quarterback?
Won 2 Super Bowls in 22 years.
Who's that quarterback in Baltimore?
Won 4 World Series.
Who is the quarterback in Baltimore? Who is it?
You know who the quarterback is.
I don't know who it is. Who is it?
Okay, well then what's the point? You don't know nothing
about football. I'm asking you.
And he's the top 5 quarterback.
Is he the one that choked his ass off in the playoffs last year? Is that the same dude?
Signed a big contract.
When was the last time the Ravens won the Super Bowl, Jerry? Jerry, when's the last time the Ravens won the Super Bowl?
Lamar Jackson is the guy that signed a big contract and went to the AFC Championship game.
Did he win? I can't remember. Did he win? I can't remember.
Your quarterback.
I can't remember.
Signed a big contract.
I can't remember.
Played 4 games.
I can't remember.
Didn't even finish the season.
Did he win? Why does he always? But let me ask you a question. In all seriousness, in all seriousness, he was injured.
Did he play 4 games?
He was injured.
That he sucked.
He was injured.
And he just signed a big contract.
Yeah, we love him.
There's a big difference between playing in the AFC Championship and sitting on the fucking bench all season long.
There's a big difference between losing the AFC Championship and sitting on the bench. There's a big difference.
But you don't play in it, right? Your team didn't even make the playoffs. So what are you talking about?
Blah.
Blah. You got nothing to support your argument other than some goofy shit.
He said Jerry letting off some steam.
Jerry, you feel good now?
Jerry waits all
Jerry, you feel good now?
Yeah.
Getting yourself schooled, and again, a major schooling, a major alertion to what you are blind.
Alertion. Don't use words around me that don't have a meaning, Jerry.
Alertion. Let me see if that's
alertion.
What
does that mean? Alertion.
What does that even mean?
Job.
What does that mean?
It means you're a fanboy.
It means I'm a fanboy.
All right, well, just take this ass whipping and go back and tell the people that
what am I going to do?
Show,
Beeb, what am I going to do, man? What am I going to do? Jerry just beat me mercilessly. What am I going to do?
Jerry got bad news for you. That word allertion does not exist in the dictionary.
It doesn't exist, son. It doesn't
exist.
Not a
word, man.
Go back.
Make it through 1 hour.
Do yourself a favor, man. Go back.
57 minutes.
Go back and study your vocabulary.
Guys, we're gonna go.
That's what I'm gonna do. Go back and study your vocabulary. We're gonna put you on hold. He's still talking about stuff that happened like 2 years ago.
He spent the whole call talking about a fight that happened a month and a half ago.
He waited 6 weeks. He waited like 6 weeks to get it together.
That's insanity.
Because I've seen him in the chat since then. I've seen him in the chat since
then. He's been in the chat. He's just like quiet as a mouse.
I know, like, but he waited 6 weeks to tell me that he lost. Like, what? Who cares?
We're gonna go back to talking about Fury versus Usyk. I mean, that fight happened in freaking what?
Jerry waits 6 days to give Eric on the 7th.
Allertion.
Allertion. That's what you said. Allertion. What does that even mean? Doesn't mean anything because it's not even a word. Not even a word. I think I'll just make some words up when I call. Oh, babe, what are we gonna do with these guys, man?
Oh, man.
I waited 5 weeks. He waited 5 weeks.
The phone lines were open last week. They were open last week. They were only down 1 week.
He had to get that whole thing together. He was like, wait, it's not ready yet.
You know we have archive shows, and we can go back to last week where we're taking phone calls. It will clearly show that we had the phone lines working last week. Come on.
He had to get his script right. He was like, I got him now. His show's over.
It took him about a month to get that soliloquy together so he could present it to you.
Soliloquy?
It's crazy.
I know, right? That's the way he said. That's some serious rage for him to still be mad 5 weeks later. He's still mad that the guy lost. Like he was rooting against the guy. He's like, his guy won. Oh boy. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Can't make it up. Can't make the stuff up.
Can't make it up.
All right, let's go to the news and rumors here. Excuse me. Floyd Mayweather apparently is being sued by a Miami jeweler. A Miami-based jeweler claims of retired world champion Floyd Mayweather owes him nearly $4 million for high-end watches and diamond jewelry he purchased back in 2021, according to a new federal lawsuit. Babe, I got a question. We were talking about this before the show. Why do they still give him credit? I don't understand. Why does anybody give this guy credit? He
must be starstruck when he comes in or something. I don't know. I mean, it's
because what do you do? I mean, honestly, like think about this though. Like, what do you do if you're a jeweler and maybe you're not like a big time jeweler, and he comes in there and says, "Hey, I want you to make me a custom ring. I like this," and buys a couple things or whatever. What are you gonna like? Yeah, because you got to pay. Don't you have to pay for custom jewelry ahead of time?
Well, a lot of times you have to.
I've never bought custom jewelry, so I wouldn't know.
A lot of times you have to leave a deposit.
I would think so.
So maybe he left a deposit, but he didn't pay his balance.
Because like they can't like.
But can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Just. I mean, we're both. You're in your late 40s. I'm in
51.
51. Are you 51? Okay.
51.
Okay. So we're in our 50s. He's closing in on 50, right?
Yeah.
Even if we had $1 billion, could you ever envision yourself spending $4 million on jewelry at this age?
No.
Like who the fuck do you have to impress that you have to buy $4 million worth of jewelry?
If I bought if I was super rich and I spent $4 million on jewelry, it would be for my wife or something like that.
Yeah,
or my girlfriend, my side piece. Yeah, it would be for one of those two.
But why would you yourself spend $4 million on jewelry?
No,
no. Like who does that? Does Elon Musk does he have a chain and does he have all bracelets and rings and watches on? Does Warren Buffett? Yeah. Does Bill Gates? Does Jeff Bezos? Does he spend $4 million on like you're almost 50 and you're still buying like $4 million worth of jewelry?
Yeah.
I don't like to judge people, but again, like get your priorities in order.
You remember when they used to make videos? I don't even know if they make videos anymore, but like the rap videos or whatever, they would have like gold Rolls Royces rolling in and everything like that.
Yeah.
I remember 50 Cent, right? Remember 50 Cent?
Yeah.
I remember he was on Howard Stern. All right. Howard Stern interviewed him and everything. And the guys came up, and they're throwing money around the studio and everything like that. After he left, a guy comes in with a vacuum and vacuums all the money back up. It's a show. They don't have gold. They rent that stuff. It's a show. Like nobody buys it because you can't sustain it because you'll be broke. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
That's right. Don't try to get Lauder in trouble.
Don't try to get me in trouble now.
He was speaking hypothetically. He was speaking totally hypothetically.
Yeah,
he was hypothetically speaking.
You know what? I think it came out of your mouth. It wasn't even out of my mouth. I'll be sleeping on the couch again tonight, man. Guys, man, why you get that? Why you guys do this to me, man? Unreal.
Trying to set him up.
So you did some research today, as only the Beeb can. It's what we do here at Beeb Industries. You had your team put this together. Beeb, you sent me this thing. There was about 25 tax liens lawsuits
on properties
for Floyd Mayweather.
Businesses.
And they range from businesses. The one was from the federal government. You ain't getting rid of that, son.
Yeah.
They get their money one way or the other. If it's a local dude, maybe not. But let me tell you what, the United States, they will get their money.
This man is still paying off a significant amount of tax debt to the IRS.
And let me tell you what, man, those there was some big numbers. They were some big numbers, man.
You saw the numbers. They all had court document records on them too.
40,000, you're looking at 40,000, 600,000. I saw one.
Millions, 4 million.
Oh, yeah.
6 million, 7 million.
It's horrible. It's
this
horrible,
guy owns
man. Yeah. And he's going to get sued. I mean, he's already been sued. And he's got liens on his property. Like, he can't even sell his house, this guy, man. Like, he couldn't sell his house if he wanted to because he probably owes.
Can't even liquidate at this point because all his properties are in the tax lien.
Yeah. He should, again, man, listen, I don't know. Far from me to give anybody financial advice, but he's got those cars, right? Like, why not liquidate some of that stuff? Because
you could sell them, but you're gonna lose probably half the money that you spent on buying them. So those things appreciate
most cars,
like crazy.
Yeah, most cars don't appreciate. Yeah. I would imagine a Bugatti might, a Ferrari might, Lamborghini maybe, Corvette.
Depends.
Maybe
Depends
not.
on the year.
Depends. Yeah.
Depends on the year.
But all those people buying the Floyd.
This guy is not liquid, guys. He's not liquid.
Yeah, but and it is a shame because all the money he made, and we always go back to I always go back to the 50 Cent story I told you earlier, where he told when Floyd went to jail, he told 50 Cent to, mind his company. I want you to take care of my company while you're there,
Yeah.
Floyd said, he was 50 Cent said there was no company. Like, there was no paperwork. There was no contracts. There was nothing. And I think 50 Cent actually set it up for him, like corporations and stuff like that for him. But
give me your email. Give me your email, Aaron Daly, and I will send you everything.
Yeah.
Give me your email and I'll send you everything I sent Eric.
It's insane.
I'm definitely not going to post it. I'm not going to.
It's public record. I mean, it's public record. It's not like we're doing anything.
But I don't want to post it. I don't want to post live. But if you give me your email address, I'll definitely send it to you if you want it.
Yeah. The one, you always look for in that thing, like the federal government, I always look for the government stuff in those liens. And when you got a government lien, yeah, that's game, man. That's tough. What kind of tax person did Floyd have?
Doesn't matter what kind of tax person he had, because whatever he had, he didn't listen to the guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't get it, man. But like I said, I mean, I find it difficult. If there's a new lawsuit on this dude, who's giving this guy credit? What? I don't know.
Just tell Aaron Daly, Eric, that everything I sent you had a court document number on it.
Yeah, it was all public record, had a court document. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if you want me to send it to you, I'll send it to your email.
Yeah.
What's up, Bruce?
Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Salute, guys at Ringside. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Let's see what else is in the news, Beeb. Crawford vacates the WBA welterweight title. Imantas Stanowitz elevated. So Crawford's going to stay at 154, which is where he's going to have to be. Now, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but I read an article that Canelo actually apologized to Turki Al-Sheikh, said he meant him like no disrespect or anything like that.
Really?
Yeah. And,
maybe he wants that Crawford fight then.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got second thoughts about that Crawford fight.
150 million is 150 million, that's what I'm thinking too. And then he's going to work with him after the Crawford fight or after the Berlanga fight. But he's right though. Canelo was right in the sense that I don't want to talk about the next fight before I go through this guy. I don't know that I'm going to beat Berlanga. I don't know, you got to get ready for the fight in front of you. So I have no problem, I have no problem with it. Do you think though, let's see here, do you think though Crawford is going to stay at 154? Maybe he fights again, maybe he doesn't, but you're looking at May. So that's 5 months away. He's fighting in September. You think Crawford kind of has to fight again, no?
Yeah,
I don't think he does, but I think he does.
I'll be honest with you. Here's the thing. Do you put him in there with a guy like Virgil Ortiz, which I think Crawford would win the fight, but it's a tough fight for him.
Yeah.
It could be, I would think he would win, but I mean, him and Madrimov, that was a tough, I only had him edging that out 7 rounds to 5.
Was a good fighter though.
Yeah.
Madrimov is a very good underrated
Virgil
fighter.
Ortiz, is Virgil Ortiz just as good as Madrimov in your opinion? I mean, he's right up there with them, right?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying that Madrimov was the best in that division. A lot of people were saying he was the best in that division.
Borichuk was a good fighter, and I thought Borichuk won the fight, but it was a close fight. I would edge Crawford in that fight, but the thing is, if you have a Canelo fight on the table, right? Do you wait for Canelo,
or do you pick a journeyman to go in there and it just tune up? Or do you
fight somebody, or do you fight a Virgil Ortiz in the interim? Because you don't want.
I think I will say this. I think Ortiz is better suited for Crawford's style than Madrimov was.
Okay.
Madrimov was very good. He just needed to throw more punches.
Yeah.
And he wasn't throwing punches because he was getting hit.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, if you have that, if you want to do the fight with Canelo in February, like was proposed, so we go to September, October, November, December, January, February.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you can get that Canelo fight in 5 or 6 months, then maybe you just wait it out, right?
It sucks. It sucks, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but like I said, man, who else is he going to fight? Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis. He's not fighting Boots Ennis. He's not fighting Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz would be the right guy to fight, because think about it. You fight him, listen, man, you go in there and you fight him like toward the end of the year, like toward December or October, you know what I mean? Like right around November, December, you go in there and fight him then. You can absolutely put yourself right there, and you put on a good performance. It sets you right up for the Canelo fight, man. It really does.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. And then, baby, all right. So you know how I feel about rematches. Consacao and Foster, Oshaki Foster and Robinson Consacao set for November 2nd. Their rematch. I hate rematches. This is kind of one that kind of deserves a rematch, though. No.
Yeah, you actually were for this rematch. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you're for this rematch.
Yeah, because it didn't really settle anything. You know what I mean? I think this is it. Canelo versus Eubank is the fight that Casanova pugilist wants to see. I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me. I don't think Chris Eubank. Listen, man, you guys saw Chris Eubank against Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I mean? He's going to have trouble with boxers. Canelo can box. I don't think that that's really a good fight for Chris Eubank. I don't think it's a good fight for Canelo either.
I don't think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a good fight for for Eubank. But again, how do you pass up the money?
If you're Eubank, you're absolutely taking that money. I'm talking about for Canelo.
Oh yeah.
So there, yeah, Eubank is a bore. I don't know. When does Eubank fight? I mean, like, we're waiting for him to fight. Like, when's he coming? You know, I don't know. Give us something here. And on this barren Sunday, that is the news. So there you go. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1, YouTube channels at ringsidereporterlive.com, and I'm on X at ringside73. Guys, we will see you next week.